Joining us this week on Pirates Weekly is Aarion Maxey-Penton, the fourth defensive back signed by the Pirates in the 2020-2021 offseason. Aarion was signed back in November 2020. And Aarion, I mean, the season's right around the corner. Training camp is just 1 month away. But I want to start out with an NFL question, because when I've spoke to you in the past, I know, how much you love your experience when you were with the Rams. We'll talk about them a little bit later in the NFL, but the NFL draft is right around the corner, and I want to get your take on this. Who is the best defensive back in the NFL draft in your eyes?
That's a very great question, and I'm gonna say it's a great question because I wasn't really too tuned in, this year. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I could say one thing for sure. I would probably say it'll be coming from the SEC, that side of the conference. I bet on it.
Yeah, I mean, the SEC, it's we all know it's loaded. You played in the SEC yourself at the University of Missouri. So you might not know any defensive backs. I'll ask you this, and then we'll start talking some Massachusetts Pirates. But what about on the other side of the ball, the wide receivers? Did you pay attention to perhaps the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith out of Alabama? Who do you think is the toughest wide receiver to cover?
Yeah, what you said, the Heisman Trophy winner, out of Alabama. I know when we went to the SEC championship when I was in college, it was Amari Cooper, and now you just mentioned this one from Alabama. Once I seen him play, he was real elusive, good quick twitch. You know, just good focus, laser focus, good at looking the ball in, and soft hands. So receivers like that is, it's always a good challenge because they always bring their best game every game.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit before we started recording about how you played at Mizzou in the SEC, and you went up against some really tough competition there. But of the receivers you covered in college, like, who's the most well-known guy? Is there anyone who's a star in the NFL now who you had to go up against one-on-one?
I want to say there's just like a star, no, but I didn't face tons of receivers. To Mike Evans one year with Johnny Manziel when I was a young guy. To what's I want to say the receiver Robinson. He plays for
Allen
Kansas City.
Robinson?
Yeah, he went to Florida. I remember playing him as well. So it's a bunch of people,
Oh, are you talking about Demarcus Robinson for the
Yeah,
Chiefs?
Demarcus Robinson for the
Yeah.
Chiefs. It's just a bunch of receivers I still see today that I played against in college, the SEC schools. That I see them doing their thing, and I salute them. I can't wait to compete against them again.
So, Aarion, talking about your personal skill set as a defensive back, uh, how would you describe it to Pirates fans that, who may have never seen you on tape before? What are Pirates fans going to be looking at when they see Aarion Maxey-Penton on the field this year?
I'll say an all around dog. I just always give my all, 110%. You always see me, giving my all. I'll also say a ball hawk. I have great athletic ability to, leap up and, react to the ball when the ball is in the air like a receiver as well. So I'm excited. I got the playbook, defensive playbook, and I fit the scheme well. I'm excited to move around in space and challenge receivers.
Yeah, and you talk about your playing style. How you have that hard nosed playing style. Go out there with a little bit of a mean streak, and obviously with the success you had in college, now coming to the IFL, a lot of SEC guys advance to the NFL. And do you have kind of that extra chip on your shoulder? You feel as though you're overlooked, and you really want to make a statement and make people pay in your first IFL season?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm new to this. I never thought I'd be in this league, but I'm excited to show the league and the world what I have to offer, and I feel like it's going to be a great season. Not only myself, but we have a lot of great talent on the roster, and if they are like me in any type of way, and want to be great and set records and make it to the next level, I know we'll have a great season.
So Aarion, you're a defensive back. You grew up in St. Louis. You're still in St. Louis. You've moved to different parts of the country in your pro career. You're about to come to Massachusetts to play for the Pirates. But growing up in St. Louis, uh, did you model your game after any other defensive backs growing up, perhaps on the Rams when they played in St. Louis, or perhaps any other current defensive backs in the NFL now?
More than likely, I wouldn't say the Rams personally, but Patrick Peterson. It's a bunch of SEC again. I hate to just single stuff out, but that was just big on me growing up. So like Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Matthews, just that hard nosed football mentality. Savage, just loving everything about the game. So yeah, I look at people like that often, like every season, because they normally make the Pro Bowl every year. So players like that, they're doing something right. They haven't fell off not one bit, and they just consistently work at a good level.
Yeah, Tyrann Matthews, a good guy to look up to. I mean, he's a beast. But I'm sure you saw the Super Bowl, him, butting heads with Brady. If you get into the NFL before Brady retires, are you going to have that same mean streak, that same swagger, and get in Tom Brady's face when you go up against him?
Oh yes, sir. Have to. He's legendary. Everyone in the world knows him, knows what 12 can do. He could win a game by himself. So I feel like me being a playmaker on defense, you could also win a game, by yourself. So, if they pick the wrong person to throw to, you got to make them pay, so um, every moment, no matter who I play, it's always, I'm trying to make a statement.
Yeah, you have to go after, the top dogs. And, Richard Sherman is one of the first guys I remember really confronting Tom Brady. He had that moment after the Seahawks beat them when he got in his face and said, "You mad, bro?" I mean, that's what I say to Oliver sometimes when he yells at me for being late at the Pirates office. But, it's all about having that competitive spirit.
Yeah, man, you gotta, like you said, like you mentioned, that chip on your shoulder. At this point, I always felt like I played with a chip on my shoulder. Now I got a bunch of chips on my shoulder. I got a bunch of potato chip bags on my shoulder. So I'm really excited, man.
Speaking of potato chips, Aarion, what's your favorite flavor of potato chip?
To be honest, I like the wrap snacks. The Migos with a dab of ranch. They're so good and so flavorful.
All right.
It's like honey barbecue with a
Yeah.
little ranch. Um, yeah, real good.
I'll have to show my girlfriend those. She's into the potato chip game, all the different flavors. She likes the jalapeno one.
Yeah, she should try them. She should like them.
All right, Arian, let's talk some Pirates. As I said, training camp 1 month away or less than a month away. How are you approaching this training camp? This is not your first stop as a professional football player. So how are you approaching the Pirates camp, and what are your goals for your first season with the Pirates?
How I'm approaching it, I'm really, I'm older now, so I'm just trying to make sure I eat right, stay hydrated, get the right amount of treatment my body needs, for me to stay healthy and be able to, to compete at a high level every time I hit the field. Um, and then my goals, like I said, bring my best to the table every day. I step into the office, um, compete to, run the whole league and, takeaways, um, get some pick sixes. I got a big list, so hopefully, I get to check them off the list, and we have a winning season. Not only a winning season, but win a championship.
Well, and obviously we're talking a lot about this upcoming season, but on a lot of these Pirates Weekly episodes, we've talked with different coaches and players about what a weird year 2020 was. Now heading into 2021, and obviously outside of football, it's obviously harder to connect with your friends and socialize and do different fun stuff. But during these strange times, outside of training for the upcoming season, what have you been up to in the off season?
I have to say school. I've been doing Mizzou online because I left school early. So, this is a good time for me to, sit back, the COVID stuff and everything. I just been trying to take advantage of it, the right way. And I've been in school and working out, that's about it. And just seeing family, stopping by, seeing family, the people that I love and, care for before I leave out. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, people don't realize, in football and other sports, sometimes guys will leave school early to go pro, and while they're no longer playing college sports, some guys like you, for example, will take off-season classes while they're playing in the pros. What major are you at Mizzou?
I'm in general studies, so I know with myself, I wanted to do journalism, but of course, when I got there, it was some restrictions because I played football and everything.
Hmm.
So, kind of set me back. So I picked general studies because it was broad. I get to
Uh-huh.
study stuff in different areas.
Yeah, and you're probably watching Pirates Weekly, and you're like, I don't want to end up like Oliver and Leverett, so you steered away from the journalism route. Good call there, though. But
Yeah, that's good. Keep an open mind with general studies. You can, you know, figure out where narrow it down, later on a little bit. You mentioned earlier, Aarion, that, uh, you were just handed the defensive playbook. I'm assuming that would be from defensive coordinator Rayshon Kaiser, or head coach Patrick Pass. What's your relationship been like with the Pirates defensive coordinator, head coach, and some of the other players as you get ready to go to camp?
They've been really helpful, to be honest. Reaching out, just making sure, everything with me is up to date and I'm in good spirits. And if I had any problems with the playbook, give them a call and, they'll go over it with me. I didn't have any problems with it. I really liked some of the stuff that was in it. And I told Coach Kaiser, um, what specific position was I gonna play just so I could, visualize me making plays and stuff like that. So I'm loving everything right now. Like I said, I can't wait till I get down and get to play and see the other athletes that we have because I know we have a great roster and just build with them and take this a long way.
well, I'm curious, what was the process like when you were deciding to come to the Pirates? Because, obviously your long-term goal is the NFL, like a lot of guys, but, for different guys who are trying to get that game tape and eventually advance to the NFL, some guys go to Canada, some guys go the XFL route, some guys, play in the IFL like you will be. But what was it about the IFL and specifically the Pirates organization that made you want to be a part of it?
To be honest, when they had reached out to me personally, it was, that they've been waiting on me to, be a part of the team for a while now. So, um, like they just came with open hands, I felt like they really want me and they want me to be a part of the program and, help me build myself back up. So, I thought that was key. Not only that, I'll say just a program. I want to say Toby had reached out to me as well, D tackle. And he told me, it was a great program. He had already played here, and they look out and they care for you. And I felt like that's how it was when I first signed to go play for Mizzou with Coach Pinkel, Gary Pinkel. So I'm excited to see what it all has to offer, and I'm gonna put my best foot forward and be the great player that I am.
So, Aarion, the Pirates, you're one of 5 defensive backs on the Pirates signed for the season, and the Pirates have 2 returning defensive backs from when they last played in 2019, and Khalid Wooten and Al Lewis Jean. What is it like entering a new organization and going, competing against those guys that already have, at least a year in the organization?
Um, with me, I always been a great observer. So with that being said, those would be the 2 people, I would look off rip just to see how they do things, and how they run the system, just so I could make sure that I could fit into that type of category as well. Um, like I said, I'm here to, help the team out as well in the best way as possible. And, you got to start somewhere. And that's by looking at the 2 captains or 2 vet guys that, been doing their thing and being consistent.
And how comfortable are you with the indoor game? Obviously you had a lot of success playing in the SEC, but I talk a lot with guys. Asking them like, what are the biggest adjustments from outdoor to indoor? But do you think it'll change your style of play at all, or are you just going to kind of do your thing, as you would in any other type of environment?
Um, no, I think I'll just stay the same, the same
Mm-hmm.
savage mentality. With everything being new, I still feel comfortable because, in the end, it's still football.
Mm-hmm.
A couple rules change, and, the field is smaller now, but I think it's still to my advantage, whether it's 50 yards, 100 yards, 300 yards. It's either more space to make plays or less space, so you don't have to run as much. So I'm still looking at it as a positive thing. And um, like I said, I'm gonna take it and run with it. So I'm trying to get as many picks as I can, as many takeaways as I can, as many touchdowns as I can. Just see what the record is. So I could make a name for myself.
Yeah, well, and one thing that you can do in the IFL that you can't do in outdoor football is hitting guys into the walls. With your style of play, I'm excited to see you hit a couple guys into the wall. Again, why I'm glad I went the reporter route and will not be suiting up this season. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be a receiver going up against you.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see how that goes with the wall, because how I feel it's fair game. And the ball in the air, I gotta make a play. So whether if I'm making a play on the ball or if I gotta, flatline you into the wall to make sure you don't catch it, it is what it is. I gotta do my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. Do you ever watch the NHL and see guys deck each other into the boards? I
Man,
mean,
yeah,
obviously you're in cleats, not skates in the IFL, but similar, amount, type of contact.
yeah, no, hockey, I love hockey. I mentioned I went to CBC, which is a all boys school, Metro Catholic school, and we were real good at hockey. We won plenty of state championships in hockey, especially when I went there. I know they're still doing it today as well. But yeah, it's so physical, and for them to move like that on skates, that's
It's crazy.
mind blowing. Yeah, and
Oh
I can't
yeah.
wait to get to Boston because Boston Bruins is real good
Yes.
at hockey, just like the St. Louis Blues.
The
So
Blues had us. The Blues beat us a couple
yeah,
years ago.
so, I love to be a part of atmospheres like that. I'd be excited to get a Boston jersey as well, hockey jersey, and just support.
Well, the Pirates do have City of Champions a theme night. I forget exactly what game it is this season, but there might be some Patriot players. There's gonna be some fans dressed in Red Sox, Bruins gear,
Yeah.
Revolution, another big team around here. Aarion, I got one more question for you on the Pirates. Pirates begin their season with 3 games on the road. First one against the Louisville Extreme, and then 3 games at home. I'm not sure if you've checked out the schedule yet, but do you have a game that you're most looking forward to this season?
Not necessarily. I gotta say all 16. Why? Because it's been a while since I, played and been a part of a team, and every single game is gonna count. And hopefully a bunch of players on our team feel like me as well, and we make this happen.
So yeah, Aarion. So we also talked a little bit before we started recording about how you were a pretty good basketball player back in the day. And a while back, we talked to JD Griggs, and he talked about how he was actually recruited by a number of different schools in basketball, and almost went that route instead of sticking with football. But for you, was that more of like a hobby on the side, and were you always focused on football, or did you ever think about giving basketball a shot?
To tell you the truth, I was really going hard for all 3 sports, basketball, track, and football, to go to college. Unfortunately, I fell short. Well, I wouldn't say I fell short, but football came first. So with that being said, I kind of like took the load off my shoulders and put all my eggs into football. So I still ran track and played basketball, to help my high school out. Unfortunately, we didn't win state in either with myself, but we did go to state my junior year in football. But basketball, no, I think they won state the year I left, actually. We got a new coaching staff, and they put it all together, and they ended up winning state.
But that's an easy transition to my final question. I know Oliver has a couple more things to ask you, but you talked about, how you're disappointed not winning a state championship in high school. But Oliver referenced how, the New England area has seen a lot of winning, whether it's been the Patriots, the Bruins, the Red Sox, the Celtics. They've all won championships in recent years. But how cool would that be if the Massachusetts Pirates could, add to that tradition here in the New England area and win an IFL championship in their first season? So, what's your mentality and the team's mentality and, trying to track that championship down and make a statement in your first IFL season?
Man, I think that'd be great, to add to the collection, just for the culture in Boston. They got championships and everything else, so why not bring it to the IFL, and like you said, Boston, just everyone is, they have love for the sport. So it'd be big for us to come together and, make this goal, obtainable, which we all know it could be done. I'm a winner. I've always been a winner. So even the people that haven't, like I didn't win a championship in high school. I won the SEC. We won the championship in college. So, you just got to take it to the next level. Or even if you have won in high school, just keep going, bring other people up to that stature, and, we can make it happen.
So Aarion, I want to end this interview on Pirates Weekly. Aarion Maxey-Penton, Pirates defensive back, joining Levered Ball, myself, Oliver Nisi on Pirates Weekly. Aarion, through some research, I found out that perhaps your little brother, George, is a bigger star on camera than you are. He was in an SEC network television commercial a few years ago. Is he still doing commercials, or is he taking time off?
Yeah, I think he kind of gave that up. He was like, I want to say like 2 years old at the time. And yeah, he had a big commercial, big SEC commercial he was a part of, and he loved it. Even to this day, he still looks at it. But no, he doesn't do commercials anymore. He's actually an athlete. I was a 3-sport athlete. He's a 3-sport athlete as well. He does basketball, baseball, and soccer. So he's been real busy with school and sports and also instruments. He's real good at playing different instruments, pianos, and all type of stuff.
Wow, he's got a wide skill set. I mean, does he also design rockets? I mean, you mentioned a lot of stuff there.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's very smart too. So his future is very bright.
Wow.
I don't know what. There ain't no telling what he might do.
Wow.
Well, that's awesome. I'm not sure, what the plans are for the family. I know the seating, the fan attendance, people coming to games, not only with the Pirates, but other arenas in the IFL is not the same this year. There will be fans, but, so I was going to say that it would be cool if I got to see your brother in person, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But, you got about a few weeks left before you come to Pirates training camp, Aarion. I'm sure George is going to give you a big send off and wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for coming on Pirates Weekly this week. Really enjoyed talking to you.
No problem. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, Leverett Ball, Oliver Nisi, Pirates Insiders, Aarion Maxey-Penton. We will see you in training camp in Pirates Nation. We will see you next week.